Both Pilot and Pogue mountain fires are now fully contained after burning for more than a week, and those burn scars left behind are a sign of our dry fall. More than 50% of North Carolina has dry conditions. Now, since September 1st, Charlotte has only seen about 5 inches of rain, and average for the season would have been over 10 inches. So any bit of rain is much needed. We're joined now by Jared Rainey. He is the research meteorologist right up the road in Asheville with the National Centers for Environmental Information. Jared, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Glad to talk about this.
I wanted to start with some of the conditions. You're there crunching the numbers, researching this. How did we get here, and how are those conditions out there now?
Yeah, it's really interesting because you kind of alluded to it just a second ago, but back in September 1st, the Charlotte and the surrounding areas of North and South Carolina had pretty much near normal conditions. About 30 inches fell for the year 2021 at the Charlotte airport, which is about normal. But then since the past 3 months, there's only been about 3 to 5 inches in the area. Why is that happening? Well, one of the reasons that scientists are pointing to is this thing called La Nina. And what scientists look for, they're actually looking at a very specific area on the globe. They're looking down in the Pacific, more specifically in the equatorial region by the equator. And what they're looking at is they're looking at the ocean temperatures. The warming or cooling temperatures in that area actually affect certain parts of the atmosphere, and how things like the upper air winds and how certain conditions up there will change. We tend to see warmer and drier conditions, and this trend tends to persist throughout the entire winter months. So as long as we're in La Nina conditions, that's what we're going to expect for over the next few months.
Yeah, I mean, incredible how connected we all are, right? Something going on in the Pacific could impact us here. Now, we typically think of, these drought, and wildfire conditions in the summer. Is this the right time? I don't want to say right time of year. Are we in the off season for this, for the wildfire conditions and the drought conditions? Would you expect it this time of year? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's a good question because when people think about droughts and wildfires, a lot of people tend to think about the western US, especially California. In North Carolina, though, and South Carolina, in fact, most of the Southeast, this time of year, at least if you look at the data over the past 15 years, this time of year, November, December, that's actually really normal. In 2016, we had a pretty bad drought around this time. It started in about August and went into September and October, and things kind of got worse in November, and it created some wildfires in the area, and people had to evacuate as a result. And then the bigger drought, which was the big one for North Carolina, which was back in 2007, and most of the state was in the worst drought in about December.
That's so interesting. 'Cause like you said, it's not what we think of, but with it being December, right? You and I know as meteorologists that colder air means drier air. We just don't get those soaking storms that we might see sometimes in the spring and summer. Is it going to make it harder for us to get out of this? Like, how do we find relief and have it not last well into the new year?
Yeah, it's a good question. In the summertime, we normally have this flow from the south, from the southwest, and what that does is it brings a lot of moisture up from the Gulf of Mexico, which helps give us a lot of precipitation and all this, these little thunderstorms that may pop up in the area in the summertime. Well, we don't have that flow in the fall and winter months. We actually have a tool here at NCEI. It's called a drought reduction tool, and it's using some of the drought metrics. It kind of gives us an idea of, based on current conditions and conditions that have happened so far, how much rainfall do you need to have to sort of get out of this drought? And according to the data as of this week, the Charlotte and surrounding areas need about 10 to 12 inches of rain over the next month in order to sort of get out of this drought. Now, is that going to happen? It's unfortunately highly unlikely.
Wow, that's a big number of rain to get, especially like you mentioned this time of year. Are we hearing from any challenges on the ground, any agriculture impacts, farmers? What are you guys hearing some of these impacts are to the drought conditions?
I don't know anything specific, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. There's certainly lots of different impacts when it comes to drought. Some of the big ones are obviously agriculture, and it depends on, when the farmers plant, stream flow, rivers, lakes, they might, they're either at or maybe below their reservoirs at this time. And it may not cause issues now, but if we don't see any rain down the road, there could be, water limitations or water bans as a result. The other thing that people may not think about is that there are health effects when it comes to drought as well. There are studies that they're starting to come out. Well, we do work with a lot of epidemiologists and other health associates in the area, and we're starting to learn that drought conditions and heat conditions as well can cause certain kinds of illnesses, specifically with respiratory or cardiovascular illnesses, especially for at-risk groups. And so that includes children under 5 years old, the elderly, people over 65, and then also underrepresented communities who may or may not have access to healthcare. So we're seeing sort of those impacts as well. So there's lots of different impacts when it comes to drought.
I appreciate your time and expertise so much. Again, this is Jared Rainey. He is a research meteorologist with the National Centers for Environmental Information right up the road in Asheville. Thank you so much again for joining us. I appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you for having me.